Hi everyone, I hope you all are keeping well. For tonight, I have something else. So, since we have already completed with the IELTS series in a major way, I am starting with a new English grammar series from tonight. Okay, and I'm going to take up everything which is there to learn for English grammar. So, tonight, I have taken up something which has been in a huge demand, and a lot of people have requested me to make this video. So I'm going to take up collocations. You must have heard in your life about collocations, phrasal verbs, idioms, and other than and all of that. So for tonight, I am starting with collocations, and the other related videos would be coming up one by one. Okay? So let's see what we have. So what do you really understand by collocations? Number one, these are certain words that are usually used together in English. So there are just the combination of words, okay? Two words or three words which are used together. And how often they are used together? More than chance. So they are frequently used together. They generally appear together in English. And why do they appear together? For this, we don't have any particular reason or rule. The most valid rule that I can come up with, or the most valid reason that I can give you for this, is that they just sound right to the native speakers of English. Alright, so what all do you have to keep in mind? Number one, that they appear together in English, that there is no such rule why they appear like that, probably just because they sound right to the native speakers. Okay, let's take some examples. Make bed. So we never say we do the bed or we did the bed. We always say make bed. Similarly, we never write our homework. We always do our homework. Okay? So it cannot be like I've written my homework. I have done my homework. So I do my homework sincerely. I make my bed every night. So bed is always made and homework is always done. Now these are collocations. Getting my point? Why? Because they probably just sound right, as I said. Other examples you can take are fast food, heavy drinker. We never say huge drinker. We never say quick food, fast food. Serial killer, golden opportunity, and commit a crime. We never do a crime. We never make a crime. We always commit a crime. Okay? So these are the words which always appear together in English. Now let's see what else do we have to keep in mind. Before learning about something, we should understand the reason to learn. Why are we learning? Why is it necessary? What enhancement would happen? So, when it comes to collocations, you just have to keep in mind that they make the language easily understandable. Okay? Also, they add an element of fun to the usage of language. See, guys, language is not just cramming certain words. You have to be connected with the language. Okay? Only then you can really say that, yes, I'm proficient in some language. And that proficiency is well represented when you show the ability to play around a bit with the language. Okay? In that case, collocations come to your rescue in a major way. So they add an element of fun. And how they add that element of fun? They provide to your emotions the required depth, the precision. I could simply say, he smokes, and he smokes a lot. And then I can simply say, he's such a heavy smoker. To my expressions and emotions, that depth is added. It is all because of that heavy word, which is a collocation, heavy smoker. Okay? Again, another thing is that, of course, our vocabulary is getting enhanced. When we know something more than the regular words of any language, it definitely improves our vocabulary. So, that is definitely happening with collocations. Another reason to learn it is that they increase our awareness about a culture. So, for example, you're learning Japanese. Unless you learn Japanese with all its collocations, phrasal verbs, and idioms, you are not really learning Japanese. You're not getting aware with the culture. You're not having depth, that capacity to play around with it. Okay, so you're not going near to the native speakers. It is just that you learn a language. So, in order to get aware about that culture, you need to go deep within just to come near to the native speaker style. So, when you learn all these collocations and idioms, you are going near to any culture. Okay? So, of course, you're getting more aware about it. So, all these things are solid reasons. They totally justify my or your need to learn them. Also, there are certain other points that you have to keep in mind while learning collocations. Number one, to comprehend the correct meaning of any collocation, treat the group of words together. Okay, now what does this mean? Let's take the example of fast food. If you take the meaning of each of the words separately, fast, something which is quick, okay? Food, which is edible, so that you can eat. These two words taken separately have entirely different meanings. But when they combine, when they appear together in English language, they have an entirely different meaning than the original meaning of the two separate words. If I say fast food, you'll immediately get to understand that I'm talking about not the food which is fast or which runs fast, but the junk food. Okay? Similarly, heavy smoker. If you just treat them separately, they will have totally different meaning. Heavy is related to weight, whereas smoker is the one who smokes. So if you just think that now I know the meaning of heavy and I also know the meaning of smoker, and yes, when I combine them, I can really get the real meaning, that is not the case. Because with that strategy, you will end up having the meaning the man who smokes is a heavy weighted person, which is not at all the meaning of the word heavy smoker. So that is the reason I've said that for comprehending the correct meaning of any collocation, treat the group of words together, because treating the words separately would destroy the meaning of the collocation. Okay, so if you see, the real meaning of the heavy smoker is the one who smokes heavily. That means a chain smoker who is in a habit of smoking. Now you have to keep all these things in mind to understand the collocations in a better way. Now let's see how many collocations do we have. So there are various types of collocations. Noun plus noun, adjective plus noun, adverb plus verb, and many more. So let's learn about them one by one. First, noun plus noun. Now in this one, all the major words are noun. For example, birth certificate, both are noun. Comfort zone, cake walk, call center, beauty salon, action movie, and also round of applause. So of is just a preposition, round and applause, both are noun. Similarly, jar and pickle, both are nouns, so jar of pickle. So all of these are collocations. Now if you just separate the words, just take one collocation. Let's take cakewalk. Okay, now separate the meaning of the two words. We know what is a cake, that tasty yummy thing that we love to eat, full of cream, and walk. Okay, so these two words have entirely different meaning if you take them separately. Now combine them, and now try to understand with the logic of having the meaning of both these words in your head. Is it a cake that walks, or is it a walk full of cake? So that is collocation. When two words appear together as collocations, they would be having entirely different meaning than the meaning of the separate words. This cakewalk means an easy task. Ah, that exam is a cakewalk for you. That exam is easy to handle for you. Okay? Now, similar goes for other words. So, the first category that we have completed is noun plus noun. To every category that I'm going to take up tonight, just understand these are not the only examples. To every category, you must keep adding examples on your own. Once you've learned about the collocations with today's video, just go back, start the video all over again, learn about the category one by one, make your notes, and think what other words can come to this category. Okay? What can you add to each category? And you will be amazed to understand that you've already been using so many words. It's just that you never knew that these are collocations. Alright, so moving on to another category, and that is adjective plus noun. Now, as the name of the category suggests, one word would be an adjective, the other one would be a noun. Now, let's see. Heavy traffic. What kind of traffic? Heavy. So, adjective is the word which actually tells something about the noun, like the quality specifically. What kind of diet? Balanced. What kind of detail? Great detail. What kind of weapon? Deadly weapon. What kind of history? Medical history. Okay, so these are adjective plus noun collocations. Third category, adverb plus verb. Now, what is an adverb? If you break the word, you'll understand that which adds something to the verb. Verb is an action word: going, running, supporting, waiting, denying, justifying, all of these, right? These are all verbs, action words. The word which adds something to that verb is an adverb. Okay? So, commonly in English, you'll have the words which have the suffix ly. Okay, so from now on, if you see any word with ly, try to think, is it adding how an action is done? Why? Because what does adverb add? How an action is done. Action verb is already there. Action word is the verb. How an action is done, that how is told by the adverb. So from now on, keep on thinking, how is it justified? Clearly. How did he remember that article? Vaguely. How did he wait? Patiently. How did they observe? Keenly. Understanding my point? So all these are collocations. They always appear together. Okay? We always wait and we say, I patiently waited for hours. I strongly refute the argument. I robustly support my family. Okay? So all these always appear together. Next category in the same way we can take up is verb plus adverb. Now you'll say, ma'am, you just have completed adverb plus verb. What difference does it make? Well, not much, but then there is one. First, understand that these verb plus adverb and adverb plus verb collocations can be used in English interchangeably. But it does not really happen that way often. Okay? And that is the reason, because it doesn't really happen all the time, I have separated the two categories. The words which were there in the adverb plus verb category are usually used in that way. Clearly justify. We hardly say justified clearly. We hardly say observed keenly. We always say they keenly observed the council's meeting. Got it? So keenly observed. And similar way, when it comes to verb plus adverb, these collocations are used in a similar way. Like fell dramatically, listen carefully. We hardly say carefully listen to the speaker. We say we listen to the speaker carefully. Okay? Or even if we are ordering, listen carefully. Listen to me carefully. So this is the reason, because they appear more like verb plus adverb and not adverb plus verb. I have separated these two categories. Okay? So let's see. Act cautiously. I've acted cautiously. The prices rose sharply. He whispered in my ears softly. Now, after that, let's move to another category. Adverb plus adjective. So, adjective is the quality telling word, and adverb is how an action is done. So, let's see. How is it written? Neatly. And writing is an action, okay? Remember that. But what is it? Is the article spoken? Is the article written? The article is written. How is it written? Neatly written. So adverb plus adjective. It was a neatly written letter. Okay? He was a highly skilled man. I am fully aware of the circumstances. What a sincerely crafted story. Such a richly decorated room. These are certain frequently asked questions. Getting my point? ly, so adverb. Asked, decorated, aware, crafted, all these are adjectives. What kind of questions? Frequently asked questions. Getting my point? So that is the category. Another is verb plus noun. So one is verb, the other is a noun. Take a nap. You never make a nap, you never do a nap. You always take a nap. I take a nap usually at 2 p.m. every day. You never make your hair, you always do your hair. Remember that. Okay? As I said, we never make a crime, we never do a crime, we always commit a crime. Have a doubt. So, have is a verb, doubt is a noun. Drop a discussion, drop the mic. So, it's not that you are actually dropping the discussion, because discussion is abstract, you cannot really drop it. Similarly, you cannot drop the mic. Okay, it'll break. Don't do that. What is the meaning of dropping a mic? You stop the conversation. You stop speaking. Similarly, you stop discussing. Drop a discussion. Give a chance. You're not actually giving a chance. Chance is something abstract, not concrete. So you cannot give a chance. But giving a chance actually means giving an opportunity. Okay? Similarly, pay a visit. So I usually pay a visit to my relatives every Friday. Okay? So pay a visit. That is why verb plus noun. Now let's take it. Let's do the same thing of separating the words. Let's say catch a bus. Are you really catching a bus? Can you do that? That's humanly impossible, isn't it? So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to understand the meaning of this collocation together. Catching a bus. Probably it's getting too late and that's why you're catching the bus, you're running after it and you're finally able to take the bus. So in that situation, you were able to catch the bus. Okay? So understand that if you separate the meanings of the two words, you are never going to have the real meaning of the collocation. Only when you take them together, you'll have the final meaning of the collocation. Okay? Let's see what else we have. Verb plus expression with preposition. Now there are two conditions. One, when you can simply have verb plus prepositions. The other, when you have verb plus preposition, but in between or after preposition, you have something of an expression. Let's see. Committed to. Now, this is correct. Committed to. I'm committed to my work. Okay? But I committed myself to prepare for the exam. Committed myself. She committed herself. Getting my point? When you commit yourself to something, in that case, this myself and herself is the expression which comes in between. Even in this case, this is a collocation. Similarly, bursting into, now you have verb and preposition, but bursting into what? Tears. That means crying, crying out loudly. So bursting into tears. Excuse myself. So usually we say excuse for. Okay, I cannot excuse you for that. So excuse you for something. Don't ask me to excuse you for this. So excuse myself for, excuse you for, excuse them for. These myself, you and them are expressions. Excuse is a verb and for preposition. Similarly, base conclusions on. Base my conclusions on. Okay? Verb plus expression with preposition. Think about other words which can come in this category, guys. Other than that, we have verb plus preposition. So, working on, I'm working on my project. So, working on. Elaborate on. Concern about, I'm concerned about you. Comply with, you always comply with some rules and regulations. You pay for something. Suppose you buy something and then you pay for it. Okay? Prevent from, in order to prevent you from the diseases. Prevent you from. See, you can be prevented from certain diseases and some vaccine can prevent you from. So prevented from would be verb plus preposition collocation. But prevent you from would be verb plus expression with preposition collocation. Getting my point? Okay. Apply to, you always apply to a college or to a course. You agree with. Now, this is a tricky one. You always agree with something. Similarly, you always disagree with something. Okay? Another thing is trust with. Now, if I'm going out and I know my mother is there to take care of the house, so I trust her with taking care of the house. Okay? You trust someone, but you trust someone with something. So that matter, that issue, that thing that you are trusting somebody with will take a collocation. Okay? So trust with something. I trust you with my project. I trust you with taking care of my home. All of that. Now, then we have interesting things. Now, this is something really tricky. Angry with and angry at. For once and for all, get this thing clear in your head, guys. When it is related to a person, we always say, I'm angry with you. Are you angry with me? Because I'm a person. But you're always angry at something, at an issue. So it can be anything, okay? At making me mad or at irritating you or whatever, okay? Similarly, compared with and compared to, both are correct. But the thing is, when you are comparing similar things, for example, Himalayas and other mountains, these are two similar things. So you will say you cannot compare Himalayas with any other mountain. Okay? Compared with. But when you're talking about dissimilar things, you cannot compare mountains to sea. So dissimilar things, mountains and sea, compared to. Getting my point? I hope this is clear for once and for all now. Okay, so these are certain collocations that I wanted to come up with. As I said, go back and think about other collocations that can come in each category. Also, one point with analogy, guys, you can just take up one collocation and add certain different words to it. For example, you can feel guilty, you can feel sick. Okay? So you can also feel guilty for something and you can feel homesick or you can feel sick. In the same way, you can have a lot of words going with some other words. It's not just that you only feel guilty. You can also be feeling sick. Okay? So you can comply with rules, you can comply with regulations, you can have a consent to go to the party, you can have a consent to write a paper. Understood my point? So please think with analogy what other things can get added to these collocations. Alright, now let's move ahead. I never leave you without practice because I believe that when you practice, you get better. So I have given you 7 sentences here, I think one of which is already completed in this video. Okay, so please fill in the blanks with appropriate collocations and keep on adding words to each category. The 6th one, I'm sure you know by now. Are you angry? Dash me. Alright guys, so this was all that I had to come up with. Other videos like phrasal verbs and idioms and other things in the English grammar series would keep on getting added, so keep watching the videos. If you know, I come up with new videos every Tuesday and every Friday. Till then guys, keep sharing the Telegram group ID Malvika J English. Do follow me on Instagram, you have the handle there. Do follow me and keep commenting on the YouTube box if you have any issue regarding any part of this video or any other video or anything related to English grammar. Post your comment in the YouTube comment box. Till the next time, keep learning, keep practicing, and keep sharing the knowledge. Good night and take care. Ta-da!